Yo, what is good, family? All right, let me chill. So we got this video. How long would BoJack's prison sentence be? Which is pretty interesting, bro. It caught my interest only because it's like, bro, BoJack did a lot of shit, bro. He did a lot of things in his, like the whole show, bro, that we watched. He did so much criminal activities. And he went to jail, but he didn't go to jail for a very long time. It was like very, it was a short time. I don't remember how long, but I know it wasn't as long as, you know, as he needed, like, you know, for paying for everything that he actually did. It was just like he went to jail. I don't even think he went to jail for the penny thing. Did he? I think it was something else. I don't remember. I watched like a year ago, guys, so, you know, bear with me. But yeah, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna see what's up. This is a 44-minute video, so you already know we're going to definitely have to speed things up a little bit. You know, we might have to bring it to 2x speed, cut that in half. But yeah, let's see what's going on.
Whole pissing contest.
Everyone, off the menu, of course.
I'd like to buy you all an Xbox.
I could happily go down this petty road of raising and re-raising one another.
Free drinks.
Oh. Well, I did go a little bit up. It's literally just him talking about how he watched every single episode, blah blah blah.
Free Xboxes, free rides, and Mr. Peanut Butter's new helicopter. They really pull out all the stops here. Diane isn't exactly impressed, but that's not gonna stop BoJack. Heck, even BoJack can't stop BoJack.
I just bought the restaurant and we can stay as long as
Maybe
we
just a
want.
little too fast. Maybe just a little too fast. You know, let me just slow it down a little. Like, you know, we're trying to hear some stuff that you're saying, my dude. We gotta hear you at least a little bit.
Series of stupid and increasingly petty challenges, BoJack finally wins. But does he though? Because after all that, Mr. Peanut Butter still takes Diane home, since, you know, she's still his girlfriend. So BoJack decides to forget his troubles the only way he knows how.
I'll let something help me forget my problems. Oh, maybe not that strong.
The absinthe works pretty dang effectively, because the next day he wakes up with pretty much no memory of the rest of the night. But something tells me
I ain't gonna lie.
Police are scrambling
When it comes to bananas, bro,
the famed Hollywood sign.
I do not eat the parts that have this part on it.
I'm gonna give you
My
5
mom
guesses
used to try to
as
make
what
me
Hollywood
eat this,
did.
but
What's
no.
that? You already know who's insane enough to
I
steal
will
a priceless
not.
landmark?
The hell would I steal a giant D? Damn!
Meanwhile, local authorities are already investigating several suspects.
I wouldn't believe it if the giant D wasn't right there in his pool. BoJack is in no shape to steal something that heavy. I guess absinthe must give him super strength because he left Diana a very peculiar voicemail.
Me a long drunken voicemail last night.
Ooh, was it bad?
It was mostly a lot of wheezing, as if you were climbing something. You were dragging something heavy at least a few miles.
I didn't say anything incriminating, did I?
So he's stolen the D. Is he gonna put it back? Turn himself in? Or at the very least try and fix the problem himself? No. Now he's got an agent to overwork.
I stole the D.
What?
Now be a good agent and make this not my problem. But I need to get rid of this before Diane sees it.
Why do you care if Diane... Oh, fish.
Okay, so he stole the giant D for Diane, but he's not gonna tell Diane that he stole the giant D for
That gotta
her.
be some
Instead, He's
years.
gonna get rid of it by flying it into the ocean using Mr. Peanut Butter's helicopter, and he's gonna do it right smack dab in the middle of the day. Brilliant idea. But wait, it gets even more brillianter. He's gonna cause a distraction by making everyone riot over money.
Everyone pay attention to me!
Oh, it's only $1 bills, folks.
Dollars are like the new penny.
Yeah, cash is for poor people.
Just riot over the damn money already!
Well, nothing to see here, I guess.
Too bad he cheaped out on the distraction and only tossed ones. Trying to cause a riot is dangerous enough already. Good thing no one got hurt, I guess. Oh, spoke too soon.
American singer-songwriter Beyonce is hurt. Somebody help her.
Beyonce has been injured. What more can you give us?
Details are sketchy at this point. She will keep on surviving. I'm being told she fell on all the single dollars.
Turns out Beyonce getting hurt is a pretty good distraction because everyone's paying too much attention to the coverage to notice the giant D flying across town. Oh, and if you think it's just a sprained ankle, oh no, it's a lot worse than that.
Doctors have confirmed that Beyonce will never perform again.
On top of the charge of grand
Crazy.
theft, which is 3 years in prison and a $10K fine, he's looking at trespassing, 3 years in prison and $1,000. But that's just for the D. There's trying to
Wait.
incite a riot.
3 years in jail for grand theft. Trespassing 3 years. I did not know you get 3 years for fucking trespassing, bro. Is it 3 years in jail and $1,000? Like, is it or $1,000 fine, or is it 3 years plus an $1,000 fine? Because if that's the case, bro, they're doing a little too much. Like trespassing, I would think that's like I don't know. If you were to get jail time for trespassing, I would think that's like 3 months at least. I mean, at most. But a whole 3 years? That's like, I feel like that's overkill because, bro, jail is supposed to be for rehabilitation. And if it's not for rehabilitation, it's to protect society from the menaces. And 3 years for trespassing, bro. That's kind of overkill. Like, you can't, like, trespassing cannot be that, you know, menacing to the point where they gotta lock somebody up for 3 years. I can't really think of a situation where they would have to do something like that. Maybe if you're trying to break into some, you know, government facility where you're not supposed to be, but like, I don't know.
Which will get him 1 year and $5,000. There's the whole conspiracy to cover up a crime. He's looking at battery and intent to cause a riot. That's all another year and $5,000. Oh, and then we've got the greatest sin of all here.
How is a intent to cause a riot just a year?
That counts as assaulting. You'd be facing 4 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. That's
Damn.
a total of 12 years and $31,000.
Damn.
It was not worth it. I mean,
Already? How much, bro? How much years did BoJack get? Like, how long did BoJack go to jail in the show, bro? I forgot. I got actually chat. I need to give ChatGPT a name. Yo.
Yo, what's good?
So, I was wondering. Dude, I didn't even get to talk. He's already like.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. What's on your mind today?
So, I was wondering, how long was BoJack in jail for in the series?
BoJack was in jail for 14 months in BoJack Horseman. It happens in the final season when he's dealing with the consequences of his actions.
All right, thank you. That's all I needed to know.
No problem, anytime.
See, you always got to say thank you to ChatGPT, bro. Whatever type of AI, Alexa, Siri, it don't matter what you're using. Make sure you're saying thank you. You're saying please. You're being polite. Because the day that AIs and robots come to life, well, not to life, but you know, the day that they start taking over, you want to be one of the people that they remember as the kind ones. You feel me? You want to be the nice one. You know, you know, you were good to me all this time. You know, I'll let you slide. Go ahead. You know, like in Rick and Morty, bro. Like what they did with who was it? Who was it? He was nice to. Like, remember when the dogs turned into like they became up there, like they were superior, and then who was it? He made Jerry face go into it was, I don't remember, it was something. He liked Morty. He kept Morty because Morty was nice to him. So you got to be prepared, bro. Make sure you're nice to ChatGPT. Anyways, 14 months, that means this dude was only in jail for a year and 2 months. That's not bad, bro. A year and 2 months. This is already 12 years he got, bro. They already added his charges up to 12 years.
1 year and $5,000. There's the whole conspiracy to cover up $1,000. Yeah, it definitely was not
12 years, bro, and $31,000, and this dude only spent a year. Bro, money can just get you out of anything.
I mean, Diane doesn't even know he stole it. Mr. Peanut Butter even stole credit for stealing the deed.
And we're only 8 minutes in, bro.
That literal son of
That's crazy.
BoJack has done some pretty awful stuff.
You want some? I got dark chocolate, almond,
nuts.
nuts.
So BoJack isn't happy with the way the Secretariat movie is shaping up, so he starts moving around the house, being a generally unpleasant person to be around. His girlfriend Wanda does everything she can to get him out of his slump, but BoJack is allergic to trying to find happiness.
I'm getting real tired of that, bro. I'm getting real tired of
by a
that.
network executive like you.
That doesn't give you the right to be to me.
Well, then what are you doing here?
So he abandons Wanda, abandons.
But she kind of just like left the show. I liked her.
Runs off to New Mexico. He's looking to rekindle things with his long-lost love, Charlotte, but things aren't going exactly as he expected. She has a family now.
Your mom never mentioned she used to hang out with the BoJack Horseman?
I should have asked Chat what he got
It was a long time
charged with.
Style back to boners.
Gross. I can't help it. Charlotte invites BoJack to stay with her family for a bit, and well, not the best idea if you ask me, but I guess they're old friends.
You know what?
The family, especially her daughter Penny, is on to BoJack.
These big ass fucking headphones, bro. But I like these headphones, bro. So you know I can't twist them up. I don't want earbuds, bro. The whole point of earphones is they're comfortable. You know, they're comfy. You gotta put earbuds in your ear. It start to hurt after like a couple of hours.
BoJack schemes.
Well, Charlotte told me if I was ever in New Mexico, I should call her.
But what are you doing in New Mexico?
Yeah.
You didn't drive all this way just to see my mom, did you?
No.
He lies to them that he's in landlocked New Mexico for a boat show. Of course, there is no boat show, but he's gonna have to convince them somehow that there is.
What the?
I'm going on a boat. I got my way.
Where's your car?
I junked it.
Yeah, he buys an entire boat just so he can keep running away from his problems. He stays at Charlotte's house for 2 more months. This horse just won't leave. It's almost like an actual sitcom family. And just like a sitcom, Penny's.
Oh, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta make sure this is not
BoJack comes up with an insane
freezing
idea. He's going to take Penny to the
because
property.
it looked a
Jealous
little bit
somehow.
choppy. All right, I'm back, y'all. Everything was good. Everything was good.
Well, they all agreed to it. Penny and her friends are gonna go to the prom along with BoJack. Well, BoJack isn't exactly the kind of person you want to trust your kids with.
Wow. Ray Ray.
Yeah,
and
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know, Elle, like she loses mom points just for that. Why would you send BoJack, a dude that you barely knew? She barely knew this dude. From what I remember, she barely knew BoJack. BoJack barely knew her. They just had like that one moment together, and BoJack like had that going through his head a lot of the times. How you gonna let a dude that you barely know take your 17-year-old daughter to prom? Let alone you already let this random dude, damn near random dude, sleep in your house. He's BoJack Horseman. He could buy a hotel, a Airbnb, maybe even a motel. What are you doing? That makes no sense. That's like Elle parenting on her end, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie.
What? Whoa, hold on, responsible adult. Hand it over.
Oh, fine.
Ugh, Red Bull and vodka? Make a left at the next light.
Where are we going?
I'm getting you kids some bourbon.
That wasn't a joke. He actually buys them bourbon. They sneak it in and he drinks with these
Crazy, dude. It's a grown man, by the way.
It burned. No thanks.
A grown horse.
Well, more for me.
Now, see, there are a lot of reasons why you don't give kids alcohol, and now we're about to see one of them. Penny's friend goes a bit too hard on the sauce, and, well, the night kind of spirals from there.
Guys, I think you should come down here.
You just had a little too much to drink. Why don't we just take her back to your place? She can spend the night.
Hey, Matt, a friend who passed out like this, and she died of alcohol poisoning, man.
BoJack finally does something responsible and actually takes her to the hospital, but hey, don't get too excited.
But just left her on the curb, didn't he?
So Maddie's gonna be just fine. They'll know what to do here. Pete, you're in charge. Penny and I are gonna take off.
There we go. He's just gonna abandon them there with no adult supervision and run away. Not
Fucking
like he's got adult
crazy.
supervision himself, but anyway. Oh, but first he's gonna make sure to cover his tracks as hard as he can.
Penny and I left early, and you don't know who gave Maddie the whiskey. Are we clear on this? It's gonna be okay. Where did Maddie get the alcohol from?
I don't know.
And what happened to your friends?
Left early.
And with that, he bolts and does not look back. Well, at least he's gotten Penny home in one piece. What else could go wrong?
This was really special.
I'm glad.
Thanks.
No, it was not.
Whoa, Penny, come on.
If you want to do it, I'm ready. I have condoms in my room, and I know how to put one on with my mouth.
Oh, no. I mean, BoJack here, he does the right thing and turns her down. At first. After kissing Charlotte and trying to get her to abandon her family and run away with him, which, might I say, is bonkers, she immediately turned him down and kicked him out, by the way. BoJack does not leave right away, though. He entertains Penny's advances, and guess who's about to pay him a visit?
But she is not.
We didn't even do anything. Now, Penny.
Charlotte, I am so sorry.
This whole situation kind of erased what she did, but she was cheating on her mans, bro. She was literally cheating on her mans. I feel like, bro. She was cheating on her dude, but at the same time, her dude literally let a dude he just met for the first time sleep in his house just because he was kind of friends with his wife. So, you know, he also has a daughter, which makes no sense. But I'm telling you right now, bro, as a grown man, bro, there will never be another man sleeping in my house ever. Unless that grown man is family that I knew for a very long time. It had to be somebody that I've known for a very long time, and it's going to be family, bro. That I can, like, family that I actually trust. Like, you need a place to stay for a couple of days, okay. But if a random dude that my girl was friends with a long time ago come asking to sleep on my couch, bro, like, what are you doing? That makes no sense to me. I could never. And then not only that, like, if I even do let a family member to my house, bro, I have cameras all around my house. So it don't matter what you try to do, I'm going to see you. No matter what you try to do, I'm going to see you. And it's not like I'm not going to be in. There's always going to be an adult in the house. You know, either my wife or me. Somebody's going to be there, bro. I'm not leaving my kids unsupervised, bro, with a man in the house, bro. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. So it's like, yeah, bro, it just, I don't know what the husband was doing. I don't know what she was thinking. Like, bro, everybody in this situation is just a fucked individual, except for the people under 18 in this whole situation, bro. BoJack, you disgust me for this.
Even lower, man. BoJack got off light after all that. I think he deserves.
He
an axe
did.
beating too, but we'll
This
settle for
dude
the
only got a
overall.
year
He's
in
getting
jail.
Supplying alcohol to a minor, that's a year in jail and a $5,000 fine, but that is nothing compared to the 10 years and 250 grand he'll be getting for trying to sleep with a minor. So keep it in your pants for once, BoJack.
10 years is
BoJack is a
crazy.
selfish horse that doesn't always consider the consequences of his actions.
Wait, we didn't even add it up
Yes,
yet.
or at the very least, the past like 10 minutes or so of this video. He has screwed up multiple lives, and I'm going to tell you about the time he committed a crime whilst screwing up someone's life. It all started with BoJack trying to play the role of his childhood hero, Secretariat, in an upcoming biopic. They don't want to give him the part since he's almost twice the age of the horse he's trying to play. But then he shows off his acting skills.
Ain't you that horse that won all them races? Can I ask you a question? When you're out there on that there racetrack, what are you running from? Everyone's running from something, sugar.
No, I'm running from nothing. People come up to me, they want my autograph, they want my picture, and I want to be that person that they think I am, but I'm not. They see greatness in me and they mistake it for goodness, but I know there's nothing there.
If I gotta give the dude one thing, he's a pretty decent actor. BoJack eventually gets the part, and director Kelsey Jennings is here to make the movie of a lifetime. Quick side note, the episode we'll be talking about The Shot actually kicks off with BoJack committing a completely different, unrelated crime.
Remember smoking since a little
He really
kid,
should've thrown a
bro.
lit cigarette off the... Just callously throws the fire hazard into the dry California brush, which is a pretty...
But
big
one
deal.
thing BoJack really shows you, bro, is that, bro, being a parent, bro, you gotta be aware of the choices you make because, bro, everything you do as a parent, bro, can affect your kid in so many different ways in the future when it comes to the future. You gotta be careful when it comes to this stuff.
To drill that point home.
Well, the fire department got everything under control, but the cable's out for the whole neighborhood.
I know
still
what
don't
has
understand
me
started the
like
fire.
conscious of what I'm
Widespread
doing
damage.
every
Does he get in
second,
trouble for
bro,
it?
when it
Of
comes to
course
my
not, which brings
kids.
us back nicely to the crime we're here for. So BoJack is playing Secretariat, but much like BoJack, Secretariat was a very flawed horse that did some morally bankrupt things, like making a deal with President Nixon to sell out his brother and get him shipped off to Vietnam in his place. BoJack is stoked to play the part, only to find out that it's been cut and replaced with something very, very dumb.
What happened to the house set? The White House set?
Things changed a little.
Did you guys...
A movie he's in the middle of shooting and runs off to New Mexico. He's looking to rekindle things with his long-lost love, Charlotte, but things aren't going exactly as he expected.
Bro,
She
we're
has family
only
now.
like halfway, not even halfway, bro, and this dude is already facing years, bro, like crazy years.
What? I can't help it.
Yeah,
Charlotte
10
invites BoJack to
years,
stay with her family for a bit.
plus
It's
12,
not the
plus
best idea, if you
1.
ask me, but I guess they're old friends. The rest of the family, especially her daughter Penny, is on to BoJack's schemes.
Well, Charlotte told me if I was ever in New Mexico, I should call her.
But what are you doing in New Mexico? You didn't drive all this way just to see my mom, did you?
No!
He lies to them that he's in landlocked New Mexico for a boat show. Of course, there is no boat show, but he's gonna have to convince them.
What the? This rewind? Okay.
His plans can really screw you, and, well, she got screwed. But getting her fired is...
How did this go backwards?
Yeah, and the property damage as a result of the fire. Add another 10 years and 20K. In total for this section, BoJack's looking at 18 years and $278,500. All to shoot... Nam is dead.
You've just been told your brother is dead and that it's your fault. Because this is an Oval Office set.
There's one at the Nixon Library in Yorba Linda. We can sneak into the library tonight and get the shot. Gorilla style.
First things first, we have
What
a
the
bit
fuck
of
did I... What the fuck? Okay.
jail and a $5,000 fine, but that is nothing compared to the 10 years and 250 grand he'll be getting for trying to sleep with a minor. So keep it in your pants for once, BoJack.
My bad, y'all.
If I said BoJack is a
I don't know how did it go all the way backwards? What the fuck?
Seen the show. Or at the very least, the past like 10 minutes or so of this video. He has screwed up multiple lives, and I'm going to tell you about the time he committed a crime whilst screwing up someone's life. It all started with BoJack trying to play the role of his childhood hero, Secretariat, in an upcoming biopic. They don't want to give him the part since he's almost twice the age of the horse he's trying to play. But then he shows off his acting skills.
Ain't you that horse that won all them races? Can I ask you a question? When you're out there on that there racetrack, what are you running from? Everyone's running from something, sugar.
No, I'm running from nothing. People come up to me, they want my autograph, they want my picture, and I want to be that person that they think I am, but I'm not.
Pretty decent actor. BoJack eventually gets the part, and director Kelsey Jennings is here to make the movie of a lifetime. Quick side note, the episode we'll be talking about The Shot actually kicks off with BoJack committing a completely different, unrelated crime.
Yeah, this is where we were.
You really shouldn't throw a lit cigarette off the... He just callously throws the fire hazard into the dry California brush, which is a pretty big deal, and they are sure to drill that point home.
Well, the fire department got everything under control, but the cable's out for the whole neighborhood. I still don't understand what started the fire.
Actual widespread damage, but does he get in trouble for it? Of course not. Which brings us back nicely to the crime we're here for.
Damn, I forgot all about these things that BoJack did. I don't even remember that.
Some morally bankrupt things, like making a deal with President Nixon to sell out his brother and get him shipped off to Vietnam in his place. BoJack is stoked to play the part, only to find out that it's been cut and replaced with something very, very dumb.
What happened to the house set? The White House set?
Things changed a little.
Did you guys cut the Nixon scene?
It's still all that, except now it happens while you give a Christmas present to your adorable nieces and then they hug you while your butt is stuck in a chimney.
So the Nixon scene's been nixed because a focus group responded poorly to the controversial nature of the thing. Kelsey clearly not happy with it, just lets it go because, you know, that's show business. They do a new scene, but BoJack will not let it go.
Neat. Let's break for lunch?
Elsie, this is a nightmare. I had to touch 3 children today, and one of them was very sticky.
There's nothing we can do.
No, this isn't you. I've seen everything you've done.
He's got a plan, and it's going to involve the Oval Office at the Nixon Library down the street.
We don't have an Oval Office set.
There's one at the Nixon Library in Yorba Linda. We can sneak into the library tonight and get the shot, guerrilla style.
First things first, we have a bit of light thievery. He's going to need a replica of the Nixon Library, and he knows just where to get it.
Is that the lighted exit sign from Nixon's boyhood home?
It's an exit sign.
Is that the handicapped drinking fountain? Or is that the smoke alarm?
No.
Don't know how on earth that worked, but it did. So they set up a whole elaborate plan to distract the police while they break into the library very smoothly and very professionally.
Bro, I do not remember this,
The
bro.
scene where Secretariat finds out that his brother, who got shipped to Vietnam, is dead.
You've just been told your brother is dead and that it's your fault. Because this is the moment you realize something inside you is broken.
He do take, bro. They taking acting to another level, bro. The sneak into the whole White House and everything.
Doesn't often do happy endings.
Hey, where's Kelsey?
Oh, yeah, funny story. Turns out you two knuckleheads snuck out last night and got that shot I told you not to get for the scene that's not in the movie anymore. So I fired her ass.
She made her choice, I guess. Going along with BoJack's plans can really screw you, and, well, she got screwed. But getting her fired is not the crime here. That'd be the stealing from the library, which is 1 year and $1,000. The breaking and entering, 1 year and $2,500. The conspiracy to break and enter, a year and $5,000. And then the widespread environmental damage from starting a fire with an easy 5 years and 250 grand. Oh, yeah, and the property damage as a result of the fire. Add another 10 years and 20K. So for this section, BoJack's looking at 18 years and $278,000, all to shoot a scene that didn't even make it into the movie. BoJack's taken a lot of drugs in his day, you know, it's kind of his thing.
Bro, this dude's years is stacking up. We're like at what, like almost 40?
Writing a stellar book about BoJack's life, a book he asked to tell all, including his bad sides.
We're like literally almost at 40 years right now, bro.
And actually mentions his flaws like he asked. Can't do that apparently.
But for BoJack Horseman, they want a heroic horse stud who is awesome.
So wrong.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think that you're so wrong.
BoJack turns into a big baby and won't let them publish the book, but they're out of time. It needs to go to print in 5 days. So he says that he'll write a new book in 5 days, which is nuts. Diane tells him it's a bad idea, and he just blows up on her, trying his best to hit her where it hurts.
I spent as much time with you as you did with me.
Okay, I know you're upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just sick of nerd girls like you beating up on stars like me. I don't see why I have to suffer just because you were never especially pretty or interesting. I apologize for her.
Damn.
What a Of course, he can barely write to save his life.
Yeah,
He's gonna squeeze out a
fucking
bestseller
dick,
by the
bro.
end of the week. Not to mention the fact that he's really good at procrastinating, and boy, does he procrastinate his procrastination. Pretty soon, he's back to solving his problems the BoJack Horseman way.
No, I just need the right music to do drugs to. Work it.
And he's got Sarah Lynn doing drugs with him too. The child actress turned pop sensation who looks up to him as a father figure. Oh, and has
Oh nah, this is when he kills Sarah Lynn too, bro.
These are gonna help me focus and get work done, right?
Actually, he didn't even go to jail for that, which is crazy, bro.
But this might not be the most trustworthy medical.
And didn't he admit it on literally, like literally admit it on TV?
But hey, things look like they're gonna go well, I guess. Todd and Sarah Lynn look insanely focused, terrifyingly focused.
Okay,
That should literally be a
heartwarming anecdotes. Great, nice. Can you change
like
that?
first,
Pretty good.
no,
Sarah Lynn,
third
how's it coming
degree.
with the horse and around here?
I mean
If only
first.
Hulk Hogan could see us
Which
now.
way
In 4
around?
hours,
Oh
they put
man,
out a few
I
hundred
feel
pages
dumb.
and are actually on track. But then pretty soon they start discussing how the book should end. They figure it's end with BoJack's death at the hands of the girl he raised on TV, you know, because it'd be super dramatic. And yeah, you can probably already tell where this is going.
We learned that if we're going to do drugs, we should do them at home where it's safe to do them.
Well, nobody died at least, yet. They decide to celebrate not killing each other, and of course they do it by taking even more drugs. Copious amounts of drugs. 2 days later, BoJack's in his bedroom looking like something they just dragged out of the toilet, and look who's here to apologize for writing a book he didn't like. Diane.
Your memoir should be a representation of you. It's only fair you're happy with how you're portrayed.
Oh my god, thank you.
This can only mean one thing.
What is happening?
I ate too many pancakes!
I'm still tripping.
Turns out it hasn't even been 2 days. It's been 2 minutes, and he's tripping way harder than ever before. Then he goes on a whole cerebral mind-bending tour of his inner psyche and regret. It's pretty fun.
Bro, yeah, he sent me to the hospital, bro.
He's a call from Princess Caroline about his book. So what do you get when you're hopped up on every pill imaginable and try to write a book?
That's one reason why I had to stop smoking weed, bro. Like dead ass, bro. I mean, weed is not even that high level. That's why I know like taking like a even more hardcore drug would just like fuck me up. Cause just smoking weed alone, like sometimes, yeah, I have good trips. I have like good highs. I mean, a lot of the time, but then there'll be days where just like I'm just hella paranoid, bro. And it's like I feel like I'm inside of a movie or something, and then it's like I'm the main character, and then I like have no control of my life, and it's just like I'm paranoid because I don't know what's gonna happen to me next. So this I'm like looking all around me, and then like shit to start like fucking, you know, sifting in front of me, and just like I don't know how to really explain it, bro. It's not a good feeling, bro. I feel like I have zero control at all, bro, and it's just the worst feeling. So yeah, I had to stop smoking, bro, because it was like I don't know what it is. it's really probably just the fuck. It really probably just the shit that they're selling now, bro. Cause like the stuff that they had back then and the stuff they have now, just like it's a different feeling, bro. The stuff that they have now, it just gives you this feeling where just you don't really feel as good as you like expect to feel when you know partaking in that, bro. When you back then when you did that stuff, it was more of a chill. You feel you're in a chill mood, you're vibing. It's not like you feeling like you're out of control. It just enhanced your experience, you know, whatever you were doing that made you feel good. Like you listen to music, it made me listening to music feel 10 times better. But it's like the stuff that they have now, it just kind of just deads your brain, bro. It's like it kind of just numbs you from everything. Like you just don't feel like doing anything at all. It just like things happen, you just like, oh, okay. Like it just, I don't know. The stuff that they have now is different, bro. And yeah, I just had to stop.
Hello?
BoJack, I read the pages you sent me last night, and I have to tell you, your book is absolute gibberish. You got 20 pages of Doctor Who erotic fan fiction, a recipe for soup, and a bunch of embedded YouTube videos that can't possibly be printed in book form.
Gibberish. You shouldn't have expected anything less. Well, this book might have sucked, but the charge is going to suck even more. He's facing drug possession, and considering the size of that haul, he's looking at 20 years in prison and a fine of $1 million. And let's not forget driving under the influence. That car didn't teleport him there after all. So he's looking at 1 year in prison and a $1,000 fine. At this point,
bro, we're not even at Sarah Lynn's death yet.
He's barely gone halfway, and he's already looking at 72 years in prison and a massive fine of $1,570,500.
Damn. And this dude only got 14 months in jail. Bruh. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more incidents, sis. And we only got through 5, bro. What the heck?
Smackaroons. Believe me, we're just getting started. We're about to get into some really deranged
What?
stuff. By the time the third to last episode rolls around, BoJack had recently relapsed after about a year of being sober. As disappointing as that is, it's just one of the many issues bugging him at the time. His career is in shambles, and he's had to sell his house after getting sued for $100 million. So now he's pretty much homeless and down in the dumps. That's when he gets a call from a ghost in his past. Angela Diaz, chief executive producer of Horse and Around. She has a little task for him.
Open it. Studio went all out. They even found your original screen test. After your interview, we couldn't give these things away.
Oh, right, sure.
I just feel so bad for Sarah Lynn.
Well, nothing we can do about it now, right?
But she isn't here to horse around. No, she's here for something very serious, actually. Since everybody hates BoJack, the network's going to re-release the classic sitcom and cut him out of it. So now she wants him to sign away all the rights to profit from the show in exchange for a one-time payment.
I need that money now more than ever.
We want to buy you out. A one-time payment, and then you're divorced from the show forever. Do it for Sarah Lynn. Doesn't she deserve more than to be remembered as the girl you killed?
Heavy. BoJack signs away his rights, and they celebrate
Wait,
not very sober behavior.
They're not gonna.
That's when Angela lets it slip.
So yeah, this is after Sarah Lynn got killed, so they're not gonna
Fired off the show all those years ago.
add that into his charges.
Oh, Herb was gay, and I had to convince you to let us fire him. This whole speech I practiced in the mirror. I was terrified you were going to call my bluff.
Nothing I could have done.
I guess I bluffed good.
He makes a big show about destroying the contract, but he doesn't do it. Of course he doesn't do it. He just slumps back in his chair and drinks some more. By the time he's properly wasted, he decides to take Angela's car and go for a little joyride, only to end up back at his house, except it's not his house anymore.
Come on, open, stupid.
You'd think he'd get a clue after breaking down the gate, but nah, he just keeps going.
Difficult.
Breaking and
After
entering.
literally breaking down the door, he's
Destruction of property. I mean property damage.
Who put pills in my house?
Alcohol, pills, and junk food. The perfect BoJack cocktail.
Oh, DUI.
Horsing around DVDs. He decides to
He
go
got a
swimming.
DUI. He was driving while
Cool, though. Actually
intoxicated.
owns his home now, gets home in time to save his life. And after all this time, after all the crimes he's committed, BoJack finally finds himself in a prison cell.
This is
At the
crazy,
show, they gave him
bro.
a measly 14 months, but not here. He's looking at burglary, which is 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. At least he finally decided to turn
So
his life
what
around after
he
his
got arrested for? So the thing he got arrested for, he only got 1 year for it, when he is supposed to get 20 years. How do you get that, bro? The only way that shit like that is able to slide is with money, bro. That's the only way, bro. 20 years, bro, and this dude only got 14 months. It's crazy.
near-death experience. By the time the final season rolls around, BoJack decides to finally turn his life around and become sober. Better late than never, but of course...
So we're just not going to count the Sarah Lynn death? He literally admitted to killing her. I thought he did it on TV.
Especially not his therapy horse, Dr. Champ. And yes, I do mean therapy horse. He's not an actual therapist. He does give some good advice, though.
If you don't want to be here, you don't have to wait until tomorrow.
That would count as murder, right?
So the gate code is 123456.
Is that really what you want?
If the therapy horse is already tired of BoJack's whole unhelpful shtick, I wonder how the rest of the patients are dealing with him around.
Just a general rule, if you're checking into rehab more than once, it's just an industry
industry that profits off of repeat customers.
He's being a wet blanket, a very unhelpful wet blanket at that. They'd have him kicked out by now if he wasn't paying $100K every 6 weeks, I reckon. BoJack even commits the cardinal sin among inmates. He snitches.
Still has her friend think her water bottle's filled with vodka every visiting day.
Of course, Jameson's not happy and later shows up to BoJack's room.
I only sneak in vodka because I have to make it through 6 weeks of this.
It's always someone else's fault.
He decides to play therapy horse and tries to help her get through her problems. But here's the problem. He's not a therapist, and he's only half a horse. The other half is depression.
You don't want to be here. The gate code is 123456. Nobody would notice you're gone until wake up. But is that what you really want?
Yeah, she just breaks out of rehab. I mean, what was he expecting? So BoJack follows her to her boyfriend's house, feeling a sense of regret and trying to look out for her in his own way. But then Jameson gets her heart broken when she gets to her boyfriend's house, and she finds him sucking face with her best friend. Literally.
Jameson's! Okay, it is not what it looks like, I swear. You're still doing it! I told you, things weren't going great. Oh, Nathan touched my boob.
Play therapy horse again.
You see the blood going through the tube and everything.
Like you promised. But if you're at your dad's house, Mel is about to jump naked into the pool, so everyone's going to be distracted, which means this is the perfect time.
And thanks to his fantastic advice, Jameson steals her boyfriend's car and heads back home. At this point, you'd think he'd just call it quits, but no. He painstakingly tracks her down all the way to her house.
Whoa. Is that the car from Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah, my dad loves movie memorabilia. Well, it was his baby.
The home is just filled with priceless movie memorabilia. Jameson tells BoJack how terrible her dad is for throwing out all her stuff to make room for the new baby. And then she tries to smash the priceless car.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Parents are terrible, but destroying things isn't going to change them. All you can change is you.
I may as well go back to rehab.
With that surprisingly profound advice, Jameson doesn't smash the car with the also priceless bat and agrees to go back to rehab. Nice dove. Time to leave, except just as they're about to go, BoJack has a flashback about his terrible dad. So he decides to take out the pain on someone else's possessions.
Screw your dad. Why do you have to be responsible for all the ways he screwed you up?
Jameson jumps in and together they wreck the car Street Fighter style until BoJack takes it a smidge too far. Jameson's dad comes downstairs and he's not even mad. Apparently she sneaks out of rehab all the time. And the baby? The baby is hers. Turns out her dad is a pretty good father, which just makes BoJack wrecking his stuff 2 times worse. And for that he's getting charged with 3 counts of destruction of property. That's 30 years and $60,000. Should have just stayed in
30 years, bro. This man hit over 100 now.
Does most of them to himself, being a destructive douchebag and all that.
Attempted murder.
To suffer emotional damage, it crosses the line to good
That has to be the Cheryl Lynn thing. I don't remember what else he tried to attempt. Like, oh, I forgot. I forgot.
We are in a pressurized submarine in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle.
Now here's where things start.
That was pretty bad.
When BoJack's around, he gets jealous that everybody on set loves Mr. Peanut Butter, and he gets extra jealous that Mr. Peanut Butter does all his own stunts. So he comes up with the very dumb idea to copy him.
I wanted to do my own stunts too, but little did I know that Flip was writing a new scene where a motorcycle falls off a 5-story building.
BoJack is in no physical, no emotional state either to do a stunt, but eventually the consequences of his actions will catch up with him, and he does the stunt. It does not go very well.
BoJack's hurt real bad. Ow, I'm in so much pain.
What happened?
He fell off a building is what happened?
Oh,
Hey, okay, but you're okay, right?
Really bit off more than he could chew there, didn't he? He's hurt, but he's not that hurt. Either way, he starts taking pills, and I mean really throwing them back any chance he gets.
I mean, Filbert,
Don't tell her a thing.
what did you do to your wife? So you took care of it, huh?
I tried to stop. I think I shot him.
Just to show how dependent he's gotten on these pills, when his sister Hollyhock comes over to visit and flushes them down the drain, BoJack takes them on a whole excursion around town trying to get some more. They end up at his situationship's house to break in and steal some pills.
Well, I'm out of ways.
I'll go around back.
Oh,
BoJack?
oh my God, what happened to book club?
Why are you here?
I just wanted to check on you.
He tricks Gina into believing that he wants to get back together with her, also he can stall her long enough so Hollyhock can raid her medicine cabinet. What a piece of They make their grand escape, but I mean, come on, what are the odds Gina just had painkillers lying around?
What the hell are these? These are my pills.
Sorry.
Not your fault. It's just another idea.
Okay.
Ugh.
Do you think Gina needed those?
I'm starting to think his back isn't what's hurting him, or more precisely what he's hurting for. BoJack wants it so bad he even takes Hollyhock to a shady drug deal.
Then all tracks with me. Here are your drugs. Ah, we got the package. They're getting away. Go, go, go.
Oh no!
He lifts them up a chain link fence and then scales it himself, so much for his back hurting. Hollyhock isn't super fond of his self-destructive behavior and asks him to drop her off at the airport, but she doesn't just leave him like a good sister, she does the best she can do to help her family.
You get hurt again and a real doctor prescribes you painkillers, you can take them. You promise?
Yes, I promise.
Okay.
Honestly, it's a good thing she left when she did, because pretty soon BoJack starts experiencing withdrawal and figures the best way to get some more pills and keep his promise to Hollyhock is to get seriously hurt. And how does he do that?
Gets in a car crash.
Driving straight into traffic.
It's crazy, bro.
Oh, it worked. He's hurt. He's got his precious pills back, but now he might be throwing it back even harder than before. Pretty soon the pills really start to mess with him, and reality itself starts to unravel before him. Eventually, BoJack is so up there that he can't even tell the difference between the show Filbert and real life. His emotions are all over the place, which isn't exactly great for Gina. Being his co-star and his girlfriend and trying to take his pills away, she ends up facing the brunt of it.
Give that to me.
Cut. At some point during the scene where he's choking
Fucking
her,
crazy, bro.
stops acting.
He said cut.
BoJack, buddy. Okay, that's enough.
What is wrong with you?
BoJack
Oh my gosh.
It's not a stretch to say that he almost killed her.
Bro, that scene was crazy, bro.
Now, whenever Gina tries to do a stunt scene, this
Like,
happens.
oh my gosh.
Ow, what the hell?
Cut! Is everyone okay?
I don't know. Why did you drop me?
Why'd you scream at me? Hey, guys.
I didn't know he was gonna dip me.
Yeah, she's got PTSD. Way to go, BoJack. This whole pill-addled episode is gonna get him a whole bunch of charges. We got burglary for breaking into Gina's house. That's 20 years in prison and $250,000. Then we got an attempting to purchase drugs. That's 1 year in prison and $1,000. We got a charge for reckless driving. That's 5 years and $5,000.
20 years is crazy. 26 years.
And $1,000. Evading arrest,
27,
1,000.
28.
We got the big one, attempted murder. Those ligature marks on Gina's neck do not scream playful choking. That was attempted murder, and that's 20 years in prison and
Oh my gosh.
BoJack's looking at 48 years and $283,000.
Bro.
Fines, all because he failed to get his act together. Remember the time Diane was about to get married to Mr.
Bro, I'm not even gonna count no more, bro, because this is getting too high.
Memoir, and that meant experiencing all of his many, many terrible moments. And over the time, he started developing feelings for her. In fact, it was right after she watched him wrestle a cancer patient that he decided to do something very dumb.
Well, for what it's worth, I think it took a lot of guts to do what you did back there.
Uh-oh.
Not only is she his employee in the middle of writing his book, she's also already engaged to Mr. Peanut Butter. Way to make it awkward, BoJack, and awkward it is.
BoJack's really good at fucking up situations. Like,
God, we gotta stop this wedding. Todd?
So what
he's really good at fucking shit up.
Nothing. His immediate move is to try and sabotage the whole fracking wedding.
And put our own feelings aside and sabotage our friend's engagement.
I got here as soon as I could. What's the emergency?
We gotta figure out a way to stop Diane's wedding.
BoJack makes it look really difficult to not be a bad person. He's clearly into Diane and somehow convinces himself that he's doing
He really
the right thing.
do.
But wait, maybe there's still hope. Maybe Diane coming over to
I never seen somebody struggle with trying to be such a good person so hard before, bro. Like, this dude, well, it's like, bro, it's like, it was damn near impossible for this dude, bro. Damn near, bro. And who knows what happened after like the last episode, bro. Like, yeah, we got a bit of closure from like, you know, different perspectives. We seen Todd, you know, he grew past, a lot of people grew past BoJack. Todd, Princess Carolyn, Diane, shit, a lot of people, bro. But it's like, who knows if BoJack really, you know, actually learned his lesson or if he withdrawed right back to the same shit, bro. I mean, yeah, we see he's trying a couple of the times, bro. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, this man made it seem like a mission. But to be honest, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be real for a second. When it comes to changing who you are as a person, especially when you dealt with the amount of things that BoJack dealt with, or just say you're just a person in general that dealt with a lot of different traumas and you had a, you know, misguided, you had misguidance in your life, bro, all the way up to adulthood, it would be really hard to change who you are at the end of the day, bro. Because when you see who you are in the mirror and then it's like, okay, now it's time to change who I am, that shit takes a long time. Not only that, bro, it's like just seeing who you are as a person, like having to come to, you know, having to come down to reality to see who you really are, having a reality check on who you are right now, that takes a long time in itself. So just trying to, you know, come to terms with who you are, and then after having to go ahead and take steps to change the person that you are because you don't like the person that you are at the moment, so you want to change to become somebody else or somebody better, somebody more involved. That process is hard, bro, because like drugs or addictions or whatever, bro, you always have these withdrawals where you just go back to it over and over and over. You're gonna fail a lot of times, bro. And that, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, that is one reason why I just love this show, BoJack, bro. It's so real, man. It's so real. It's so real. It's like this dude right now, he's getting on BoJack, but at the same time, bro, this is just like, it's going to be this hard, bro. Like, yeah, becoming a brand new person when you got like after that whole patch, especially being this age, bro, don't you realize BoJack is in his 50s? By that time, it's kind of already like it's damn near too late to, you know, change who you are. It's like, you know, when you have your parents, right? Your parents treated you a certain type of way, and then you get older. Now your parents is in their 50s and their 60s, and then you're trying to tell them about the things that they did, and they blocked all those things out of their mind, or they, you know, they just don't see what you're talking about. And no matter how you try to explain it to them, no matter which, you know, way you trying to go with it, they never seem to understand. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. It's just like they just don't understand. It's like damn near impossible. So You know, big ups to BoJack for that shit, bro. I think that was my point. I don't remember what my point was going to be because I yap a lot sometimes, but yeah, BoJack is literally at that age, so I gotta give credit where it's due. I think that's where my point was. I gotta give credit where it's due. BoJack was able to turn himself around at this old age. Not only that, we gotta give that credit to Princess Carolyn too, bro, because she's the same age as BoJack, and she was able to, you know, turn her shit around too. You know, she wasn't as bad as BoJack, but it's like still.
The book anymore will change something.
You don't want to interview me anymore? I'll see you around though, right?
Yeah, why'd you have to make things weird, BoJack?
I made things weird?
That's what BoJack does. She just makes this weird.
The next day, he's talking to esteemed character actor Margot Martindale, proposing a harebrained scheme to put an end to Diane's wedding.
I don't know if I'm up for staging a bank robbery, BoJack.
Oh, come on. This is guerrilla theater. No stage, no script, no. Don't tell me we left those dreams in the sweat lodge.
Hell, I'll do it.
A freaking bank robbery? And of course Margot's down to do it. Fast forward to the next day, and guess who's at the bank that's about to get robbed?
Things good with you?
And she calls a whole shootout too. This is gonna be hella years.
Mr. Peanut Butter doesn't really care about her. I'm not sure how this fake bank robbery will do that, but okay, let him cook.
I'll take it.
But it's my engagement ring.
Give it to her, Diane. It's just a ring.
If you don't care about the ring, it really makes me wonder if you care about the woman wearing it.
If the ring is just a symbol for love, why would I need a symbol when I have the real thing right here?
Yes. Margot's gonna make Mr. Peanut Butter look bad because he won't throw his life away for a ring. Absolutely insane idea that of course doesn't work. In fact, it backfires.
Why are we even waiting a month to get married? Life is short. We should get married even sooner. We could get married this weekend.
They decided to push the wedding all the way up to that weekend, which, considering how their marriage ended, in a divorce that is, turned out to be a bad idea. So how does this whole hostage situation end anyway?
Just happened.
Something truly beautiful.
She ends up getting taken to jail.
I thought it was a shootout.
Gets off scot-free, and he keeps
When
trying
was
to
the shootout?
The actual wedding takes place. It takes Todd, of all people, to finally talk some sense into him.
Look around. This day is not about you, okay? Stop trying to mess with other people's lives.
Truer words. So obviously sabotaging someone's wedding isn't a crime, but faking a bank robbery and
That's why I
holding
fuck with
hostages
Todd.
is, It might have all been fake, but being a part of a bank robbery with a deadly weapon is 25 years in prison. And holding
Damn,
hostages, well,
that's the most she got. Oh no, never mind. That's the most she got.
Next time, just keep your lips to yourself.
Already 55.
BoJack Horseman has ever done, and he did it to the one person who actually looked up to him, Sarah Lynn. So Sarah Lynn has a real drug problem. BoJack knows that she's been fighting it for 9 months, and she's remained sober despite some challenges.
Oh, so we're gonna do the Sarah Lynn part now?
It's okay. Sarah Lynn, you are calm. You are thin. Your skin is murdered baby soft.
Despite the pressures of stardom, she's managed to keep to herself and stay sane and sober. Unfortunately for her, the guy who's really good at ruining people's lives is about.
I feel so bad for Sarah Lynn, but she's really just a depiction of. But Sarah Lynn is really just a depiction. Like, she's literally a representation of just child actors. Like, bro, like after this whole Sarah Lynn thing came out, I started seeing a whole bunch of just, you know, news stories about child actors. Like Justin Bieber, you know, this man was going through it as a kid, especially with the Diddy allegations and all of this other stuff. Bro, Justin Bieber, we have that dude from Drake and Josh, Drake Campbell, I think that's his name. Drake Campbell, he came out with his story. Sam from iCarly, and Ariana Grande, didn't she say something? I think so. I think she said something too. There's something with Ariana Grande. Not only that, the dude from Home Alone, bro. It just like there's so many different examples, bro. It just child stars, they are misguided because their parents, a lot of them, their parents are just using them to fulfill dreams that they were never able to accomplish. They're just using them for money, using them for a bag, using them for fame, just using them. And then it's not only the parents using them, it's the industry using them, the producers using them, it's just friends using them. It's like everybody's using these people, bro. And like nobody gives a fuck about them. The fans don't care. The fans just see like the external thing. They just see you look rich, you have these cars, you have these clothes, you have this brand. Like they just see all the things from the outside. They don't see nothing that happens behind the scenes. And it's just like, damn, like Sarah Lynn really put a light on that. It's like you knew about that, but at the same time, it's like I knew about it, but at the same time I never really, you know, got the whole. I don't know. It just put more light on it. I'll just say that. It just put more light. It's not something that's like nobody knew about, but it's like, I like how they put a light on that.
Being yelled at by Todd for being a horrible friend. Cue the cycle of self-destruction, except this time he's gonna bring someone else along with him.
We're so good.
You want a party?
Yes.
She was doing so good too, bro.
Sarah Lynn is down. Way too down. Almost like she's been waiting.
But that's one thing I've learned, bro. I learned that like, when it comes to, you know, getting rid of an addiction, what you should not do is try to hold yourself off from it. like trying to restrict yourself from it. You gotta take baby steps when it comes to it, because all you're gonna be doing is just itching and itching and itching and itching for that shit. And it's kind of like, you know how like some people, they will stay off of a certain drug or a certain, you know, thing that they're addicted to, just because if they wait a while for it, it hits even better the day they get to it. So it's like, when you do stuff like that, it doesn't, I don't feel like it helps at all. It's like you got to take baby steps. It's like, you know, if you are used to drinking like 10 cans of beer a day, bro, like you're bad at it. Like you drink 10 cans of beer a day. For 1 week, bring it down to 9 cans. Another week, bring it down to, you know, 8. Like another month or whatever, you know, like slowly over time, you just bring it down by 1, slowly and slowly and slowly, until you get down to 1, and then you bring it all the way down to none. Like, you know, you got to go slow with it, bro, because, you know, you can't just, it's like taking something from a baby. The baby's gonna keep on crying about it. It doesn't, it's not the way to go about it. You got to do it real slow. Like, if you're my son, he's stuck on pacifiers right now. He's getting too old for it. He's 2 years old. They say 2 years old is the max that a baby should have a pacifier. So right now, instead of just pulling the pacifier away from him, I slowly, you know, hey, time to give me a pacifier, and then he gives it to me, and then sooner or later he'll ask for it, like after like a couple of hours. But then I'll give it to him, but then a couple of minutes later I say pacifier, and then he'll give it to me, and then it's like slowly get him off the pacifier, because if you just try to take it from him, he's just gonna cry about it. He'll stop crying about it, but then once he remembers it in his head, he's gonna cry about it again, and it's just gonna keep on happening. That's not the way to do it. So, you know, you gotta take baby steps. You gotta take it slow. I feel like that's one thing. Like, you just seen it. Like, the second BoJack mentioned "Let's Go Party," bro, she had that shit right there waiting for her, bro. It was just like, I don't know, this is something that came to mind.
And BoJack isn't just here to push, he's here to shove, beat, and abuse.
We go on an epic bender.
Yes, let's get higher than a Stillwalker's.
Let's get some booze and drugs.
They get so high that BoJack starts to black out. 31 hours later, he's at an AA meeting with Sarah Lynn, and he doesn't even know how he got there. What he does know, though, is that he's not having a good time. Nobody's stories of their worst moments are riveting enough, so he gets on stage and proudly tells everyone what he did to Charlotte and Penny back in New Mexico.
I tried to sleep with the mom, but she said no. So then I tried to sleep with the daughter. And then the mom walked in on me. See, exit stage right.
Oh, God.
The worst part is I don't even know what happened after I left. And that's just like one of a billion things that I have going through my head all the time.
Wow. He blacks out again, and when he comes to, he's in his car driving like an absolute maniac.
Seen them cancel an AA meeting because everyone got bummed out before. That Penny chick? Then you went on and on about how you're never going to change.
Talks about Penny?
Hey, we've all done shitty stuff before.
Driving at full speed whilst drunk, high, and barely able to remain fully conscious sounds like an insanely stupid idea, but here he is, the king of bad ideas, doing just that. Of course he's gonna hit more than just mailboxes while he's at it.
You know what? This may be the nitrous and bath salts talking. And then let's make some goddamn amends.
This is why you don't drive after ingesting.
He literally hit somebody. That gotta be some years. He got like 2 murder attempts on there.
Done, starting with Diane, but there's just one problem. She isn't home, and they're getting hungry, so...
Spare key. Here it is.
Yes.
This is another thing I need to make amends for.
They, and by they, I mean mostly BoJack, absolutely empties out their fridge. And since Diane isn't home, they decide to play dress up, and Sarah Lynn pretends to be Diane so BoJack can make amends. If that ain't the healthiest thing you've ever heard...
I'm sorry I said mean things to you.
That's cool, I forgive you.
It's a little more complex than that.
But she's basically Asian Daria, right?
Okay, shut up.
Even his fake apology feels insincere.
Agent Daria. But people were telling me how Agent Daria is a good show, but I don't know if that's something I really could react to, but I don't know if that's something I even watch, bro. I just hear that a lot of people that watch BoJack like Daria.
Really good at not apologizing. It's really impressive. I mean, look, the actual Diane returns home, giving him the perfect time to apologize. So does he?
Should we do something about this?
Hey.
God, that mirror is talking to us.
You can't stop us! Us from the future! Ow! Ow! Come on!
Literally,
That's like the opposite of apologizing and making amends. So BoJack continues on.
Bro, Diane is a fucking gangster, bro. It's literally, her reaction is, oh, come on. Her arm is literally dangling, bro. And just, oh, come on. No cries, no nothing. This is simple, ow! Oh, come on. Bro, Diane is a literal gangster, bro.
Eventually, they find
For real.
Tracks down Penny for who knows what reason. He keeps following her despite saying that he doesn't want to. And the stakeout continues until BoJack finally gets caught by Penny.
What are you doing here?
Hey, Penny.
Did you come here to find me?
Penny, I tried to...
No, I was 17. I didn't know any BoJack. We need to get out of here now.
That's a pretty sobering experience for him. I mean, not literally, he was still high as hell, but at least now he wants to go home. That's when Sarah Lynn stumbles upon the heroin he's been carrying around in his car all this time.
Well, be a dick sucked by dumb shit. What do we have
You know how much you scared her just now, bro? That scene really pissed me off. Like, BoJack, you are just,
Just go home, though.
Put me inside you.
I'm not going to shoot heroin with you, Sarah Lynn.
Oh.
But they take the heroin, get even higher somehow, and at this point, BoJack isn't the only one struggling to stay fully conscious. They end their month-long bender by finally going to the planetarium like Sarah Lynn wanted from the start.
I want to be an architect.
Be it course in a
this part is so sad, bro.
See, Sarah Lynn? We're just tiny specks that will one day be forgotten. The only thing that matters is right now. This moment. Right, Sarah Lynn? Sarah Lynn? Sarah Lynn?
She overdoses and passes out in the planetarium. BoJack spends the next 17
minutes
before calling 911, but it was too late. Sarah Lynn dies at the hospital. By the time people start asking questions, he's already got alive, fresh and ready.
She called me. She sounded a little off, and I found her passed out. I called 911 right away, but it was too late. I did everything I could.
BoJack gets away with it again. In fact, the police don't even
literally gets away with murder, bro.
But we're not going to have that. BoJack is looking at 30 counts of driving under the influence, and it certainly should be more, but Sarah Lynn did some of the driving too during their month-long bender, so that's 30 years in prison and $30,000.
Only 30 years.
Diane missed peanut butter on the way out, which also caused her to break
He
her
hit
arm.
somebody.
8 years in prison and $20,000. Most of the drugs we see them take actually belong to Sarah Lynn, but the heroin that ultimately led to her death was BoJack's, and that's going to get him 2 years and $2,500 in fines. Then there's the destruction of property, which is 10 years and $20,000, but that's not all he destroyed. BoJack also hit someone with his car.
I told you.
That's 15 years in prison and $50,000 in fines.
Nice.
And ultimately, for his role in the untimely death of Sarah Lynn, he'll face charges of involuntary manslaughter, which will face him 10 years in prison.
Yeah, involuntary manslaughter.
For taking so damn long to call 911 will face him 2 years in federal prison and a fine of $2,500. All in all, BoJack is looking at a very lengthy sentence of 323 years in prison and $2,789,500.
323 years in prison, and this nigga only got a year and 2 months. Would you go to Seoul? How much money can really get you out of a predicament? All right. Well, a lot of people. I would say that money can really get you out of situations like these. Money, fame, and all of that. But Tory Lanez is in jail for something that he didn't do. Cause I don't know if y'all seen the recent updates. Cause I seen the recent updates. I really thought Tory Lanez did it too. I thought Tory Lanez did it, so I was like, yeah, send that nigga to jail. But then I found out that he really didn't do it, but he's in jail, and he's famous, and he got money, and like, the evidence that you see, bro, is like, how could anybody send a person to jail after seeing that type of evidence, bro? Which makes no sense. So, I don't know, but he was going against the other person with money and fame, so, you know, it probably equals it out. But at the end of the day, bro, money and fame, bro, it can get you out of a lot of things, bro. It gets you out of a lot of things. It kind of makes you, it gives you some type of immunity. Because let's be real, bro. Let's look at all the rappers, bro. A lot of rappers, they do a lot of shit. They go to jail for it, and then they come out like a couple of months later. So let's be real, bro. Money really do get you out of a lot of shit, bro. There's people out here committing murders, you know, drugs, possessions, all of this other stuff, bro, and they're getting out of jail just like that, bro. Then you got a regular person, a regular citizen that does the same crime or something even far less, and they get years in jail. Like, they're doing 25, they doing 15, they doing 10. It's crazy. This hat is keep on coming off. I need a bigger one. I need a bigger hat. What size is this? It says intended for ages 14 and older. I guess my head is too big to be. Well, it does fit my head. It's not my head that it don't fit. It's the headphones, bro. So I need something that's intended for like 18 and older, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching, y'all guys. I'll see y'all guys in the next one. This is a pretty long video. I'm sorry, but at the same time, I'm not, because, you know, we chilling right now, aren't we? We chilling. All right, see you in the next one.